Hello, hello. So today I'm gonna present my case studies, the case studies that I was assigned. I read them. I gained a lot from them. So I'll just share my screen so that all of you guys could also see it, and then we'll walk through each of the case studies. So yes, my screen is visible. Today's case study is titled as Beautify. It is again a case study from McKinsey. So I'll just start with the client goal. Our client is Beautify. Beautify has approached McKinsey for help with exploring new ways to approach its customers. Okay. Beautify wants more customer base. They have asked McKinsey to help them with it. Situation description. Beautify is a global prestige cosmetics company that sells its products mainly inside high-end department stores such as Harrods and Shanghai Number One. It also has a presence online with special reality retailers like Sephora. Beautify produces a number of makeup, fragrance, and skincare products sold under several different brands. In department stores, beauty consultants play a critical role with customers, approaching passive customers, demonstrating their knowledge of the products, actively selling the products, maintaining a loyal customer base of repeat buyers. Okay, so Beautify is a cosmetics company that sells its products with high-end departmental stores, but it also has a online presence. So they have hired consultants within the departmental stores to help increase the selling of their product. So they so the consultants actually play a lot of different roles. Firstly, they approach passive customers, which means that the customers that are just scrolling around the Beautify products. They approach them and help them uh, give the various advantages of that particular product, demonstrating their knowledge of the product. If someone walks up to them and asks uh, that why I should use this particular product, then they again demonstrate their knowledge of the product and help them sell the product. Actively selling the products, which means that if someone is not, they overall increase the number of products sold. This is meant by actively selling the products and maintaining a loyal customer base of repeat buyers, which means that if someone is a frequent visitor to the beauty section of a departmental store, then if they see the same face again and again, then they feel a certain level of trust, which is always a very good ideal, which is an ideal state for a company. These consultants are hired directly by Beautify or through specialist third party agencies that find new recruits for a fee. Beautify is then responsible for selecting, training, and paying the consultants. Within Beautify, beauty consultants are managed independently by each brand in each country. For example, this may mean a consultant might be a part of the Chanel team in a store. However, consumers are shifting more to online shopping, and too many beauty consultants are left working in empty departmental stores. Okay, so the way they hire these consultants is through either through their own company database, or they just get a third party company to do it for them. Then these consultants are trained for a certain amount of fee, and then they could start working in the departmental stores. Also, these consultants are distributed. That it means that if a consultant is working in a Chanel store of a certain country, then he or she will be working there till he chooses to leave the job. Also, a rising problem is that with the shift of buying products online, there are often consultants who are left hanging around in empty departmental stores. Now, coming to the McKinsey study, Beautify's president and CEO engaged McKinsey to help evaluate if training the majority of the beauty consultants to use virtual channels to connect with the customers could be profitable for the company. Okay, so the situation is very clear. Now, the CEO of the Beautify company has asked us that whether it should be uh, advantageous to them if they got the consultants to interact through customers virtually. The customers that are shopping on the virtual site of any company are working on the online side of the company. Then, if they create some virtual channels such that these consultants sitting in somewhere could directly connect with them and help them buy the product, then whether it would be profitable for them or not. Okay, so coming to the first question, Beautify is excited to support its current staff of beauty consultants on the journey to becoming virtual social media beauty advisors. Consultants would still lead the way in terms of direct consumer engagement and would be expected to maintain and grow a group of clients. I'll just take a small water break. They would sell products through their own pages on Beautify.com, making appearances at major retail outlets, and be active on all social media platforms. What possible factors should Beautify consider when shifting this group of employees towards a new set of responsibilities? Okay, so the question is pretty clear. Consultants would be still be the primary source of creating customer engagement and it to at least maintain the amount of sales that came through them. Uh, okay, so Beautify will choose to sell its products through its own company website, beautify.com, and but they would just convert a set of their beauty consultants to virtual social media beauty advisors. Now, the question that is asked to us is what possible factors should we keep in our mind when we make this change? So, there are many factors that we should keep in our mind. So, the first and foremost is the training that they already have at. Definitely, if they are choosing to a new, moving to a new job profile, then they should either be retrained or some new consultant should be hired that could be trained on particularly how to handle these customers. Second point is that these consultants should be well versed with technology. If they are going to interact with customers virtually, then they should be well versed with how computers work and what and how do they approach them. Also, uh, third point is that the website should be very secure in itself, because if some malicious people get gain of our website, then they could pose as beauty consultants and could cause a lot of harm to the company. Uh, I thought of these three be the answer that McKinsey has given, and so the first is retailer response. How will retailers respond to consumers buying directly from Beautify.com? What kinds of financial agreements will Beautify have to work out with its retail partners? Yes, because we are in a way, leaving our retail outlets, then definitely we'll face some backlash from them as well. So we need to enter a very clear and transparent agreement with them. Competitor response. Do other beauty companies offer virtual assistants? If yes, how successful are they? If no, do they have plans to digitalize the personal selling experience? Yes, we shouldn't also directly jump on making virtual consultants. First, we should see if one of our major competitors has done it and whether it worked for them or not. Because a majority of people shopping online don't want to be don't want to get interrupted like they do in a offline store. Current capabilities. What is the current skill set of beauty consultants regarding social media? How many already have an online presence? For example, those with more professional accounts on social media platforms or a personal beauty or skincare blog. Would it be possible to hire new advisors with these marketing skills? Yes, this is also a very important point. Like I mentioned, that they should have a online presence. Now coming to the fourth point, what are the implications for Beautify's brand if hundreds of advisors suddenly start posting about its products? How could this be leveraged to make Beautify seem more attractive as an employer in the market? Okay, so uh, yes, definitely. If we train them and their social, if we do influencer marketing for them, then it sure we have to see the impact that suddenly if everyone is posting about our company, then the public will also have some certain suspicions. Now, how will these suspicions work towards the brand image? Coming to the second question, one of the key areas that Beautify wants to understand is the reaction of current and potential new customers to the virtual social media beauty advisors. Imagine you are a current Beautify customer and you mostly shop at your local departmental store because you enjoy the high touch service offered by in store consultants. What features would make you consider switching to a mostly virtual sales experience? Okay, so this question is that the how would the public react when we make a change to the social media beauty advisors? So they have also given us a scenario that I am a Beautify customer and I mostly shop at the local departmental store near my house because I enjoy the high touch service that I could interact with the consultant present there. Now, why? What features will I consider that choosing a virtual sales experience will seem more lucrative to me? Okay, so uh, to think of this, currently where I will see that on the social media there is a increasing growth of people suggesting their products, daily skincare blogs, then I would consider going through a virtual sales experience. But the factors that will push towards me to it will be faster delivery, offering incentives and discounts at the start of their website. Uh, Many combos should be launched. All the consultants on social media should talk about that. Like often we see in influencer marketing that gets a personalized code, and using that code we could get a certain amount of discount. So all this will seem all this will push toward me towards switching to a virtual experience. Now I'll reveal the McKinsey answer and go through it. Getting real time feedback on new looks. Beautify could develop a selfie mirror mobile app, which would let you upload a selfie and get tailored recommendations from your advisor. They could also potentially use that image to show you new ideas, colors, or product lines and make suggestions about what a glossy formulation would look like. Okay, very good, because this is something that you can't get anyway in a offline store. The only way that you can get is that if you will remove that makeup and apply on new makeup, which is not exactly cost effective for a company. But with recent rise in AI, yes, this could be easily implemented and would be a very good incentive on the online side. Joining an online social community, advisors could start close groups or blog where they encourage and respond to comments. This is a great way to connect with other people who have similar interests and learn what makeup and skincare products work well for them. Okay. Learning about the latest trend from someone you trust. If an advisor is active on social media like Instagram, TikTok, or Douyin, they probably post several times a day. Some of it will be personal to build rapport, but much of it will be related to beauty and skincare. An advisor might offer tutorials, give product reviews, discuss common beauty myths, or more, and responding privately to a particular concern. If you're having skin issues, you would contact the advisor privately. The two of you could connect to discuss your specific concerns. Again, the advisor would understand which products you already use and could make appropriate adjustments. Yes. So the last point is also what the offline consultants usually do. So if we make a channel so that they can connect privately, securely, then the same experience, the same hand touch experience that I am getting on the offline store would help me move on to the online channel. Now, coming to the last and the final question, the discussion about virtual advisors has been energizing, but you'd like to ground the discussion in some analysis. You have always found it helpful to frame an investment in terms of how long it will take to turn profitable, such as when incremental revenues are greater than the cost of the project. You sit down with your teammates from Beautify Finance and come up with the following assumptions. With advisors, you expect 10% overall increase in incremental revenue. The team assumes that Beautify will gain new customers who enjoy the experience as well as increase online sales through those engaged. But it will also lose some to other brands that still provide more in store services. The team assumes this will happen in the first year. Okay, so the first point is that we'll gain some customers through the online channel, but we will also lose some customers who in any way prefer to go to the offline stores. So there is a 10% overall increase. Second point. In that first year, Beautify will invest $50 million in IT, $25 million in training, $50 million in remodeling departmental counters, and $25 million in inventory. So the amount we spend is $50 million plus $25 million plus $50 million plus $25 million. That makes it a total of $150 million. All in-yearly costs associated with a shift to advisors are expected to be $10 million and will start during the first year. Okay, so $10 million is our recurring cost that we'll have to invest each year. So I'll add an extra $10 million. And Beautify's current revenues are $1.3 million. Okay, so we know that in the first year only, 10% of this revenue will increase. So 10% of $1.3 billion is $130 million, and then each year we'll just gain $130 billion. So if the equation will be like the amount I spent each year and the amount that I earn every year. So $150 million is my base cost, 10 million is my recurring cost, and 130 million is again my recurring cost. Is my recurring profit. So that makes the equation 150 equals to 120x, where x is the number of years. So 15 by 12. So in 1.25 years, be, uh, I will break even. That is, I will have no loss but no profit as well. So in 2 years, I would turn profitable. Now I'll check if my answer is correct or not. Yeah, 1.25 years will break even. So yes, my answer is correct. So that was it for this case study. This is a case study that focuses on if you're moving to a offline channel, if you're moving to a online channel from a offline channel. So what could be the ill effects? What the factors should be considered? And lastly, you had a small numerical, which will tell us till uh, how many years we will not be profitable. So now coming to the second case study, which is titled as Talbot Trucks. Okay, so this is again from McKinsey. Talbot Trucks. Client goal. Our client is Talbot Trucks. Talbot Trucks has approached McKinsey for help in assessing the feasibility of manufacturing electric trucks to reduce its fleet's carbon footprint. Okay, so Talbot Trucks mainly wants to identify that whether it would be feasible for them to manufacture electric trucks so that they could include them in their fleet, so that the overall carbon footprint generated by their petrol and diesel trucks will be reduced. Situation description. Talbot Trucks is a European based private truck OEM. I don't know what is the full form of OEM, I'll just check. Okay, so OEM is original equipment manufacturer. Talbot Trucks is a European based private truck original equipment manufacturer. It produces and sells trucks all over the world. Talbot Trucks is considered a leader in quality manufacturing. Its primary customer base includes large truck companies that own thousands of trucks and owner operators, which are smaller customers that own fewer trucks. Okay. Trucks today are mainly powered by diesel engines and require carbon based petroleum fuel. Talbot Trucks is interested in exploring ways to reduce the carbon footprint of its vehicles and has specifically asked about electric trucks or e-trucks. E-trucks and diesel trucks differ in the design, e-motor, and batteries versus combustion engines, and also in the way they are fueled, meaning comparably slow charging versus quick refilling with diesel fuel at gas stations. The introduction of this new technology is disruptive for the manufacturers as well as customers, both large and small. Okay, so I'll just explain the situation description. So Talbot trucks usually manufactures the truck in its own leading facility. The primary customer base is huge companies, large companies that own thousands of trucks, and owner operators, which are small customers that own fewer trucks. Okay, so currently the truck market is powered by diesel fuel, which is not very carbon effective. So they are thinking about switching to e-trucks, e-trucks which are very environment friendly. But the issue with e-trucks is that they completely differ in design, e-motor, and batteries. Also, a charging infrastructure should be kept in mind because they often charge really slow compared to the fast refilling process that happens at gas stations. Okay, so now McKinsey study. The CEO of Talbot Trucks has approached McKinsey to help determine the attractiveness of an investment in e-truck manufacturing for its European market. Okay, so the question is that they have decided that they are going to start manufacturing e-trucks, but would it be attractive for customers in the European segment? Would customers consider making a switch from old diesel trucks to new technology e-trucks? Let's see. What information would you want to collect to understand the attractiveness for Talbot trucks in producing and selling e-trucks in Europe? Okay. So this question is that what factors should we keep in our mind about the European segment itself when it comes to selling e-trucks in that market? Okay. So the primary factor that comes in my mind is about the charging infrastructure. A thorough charging infrastructure should be developed in the high traffic truck route itself. We often know that trucks often travel through well-defined highways, and definitely a charging infrastructure should be developed in these identified highways. The second point is that whether people will be able to pay, because we can often see that there is an increase in cost with electric vehicles. So are people even willing to pay that higher amount for a reduced global environment friendliness? Also, we need to see that are people even aware about the carbon footprint that their diesel trucks are generating? Not only the awareness, but also they should be uh, they should be informed that with the decreasing supply of petroleum, there is often an increase in the prices of diesel, which will eventually make their livelihood less possible. So, yes, that's it from my side. Now, let's see the McKinsey answer. Market. What important differences exist between large and small truck customers, such as price, features, reliability, and volume? Which geographies in Europe are most receptive to e-trucks? An environmentally conscious population or ones with a political agenda? How will customers perceive Talbot trucks, e-trucks, when compared to existing competitors or new entrants? What are the potential substitutes like rail? Okay, so like this question mentioned that we should know about a market itself. Are they receptive? How receptive are they to e-trucks? Receptive means that how open are they to accept the e-trucks? It is an example of Is it an environmentally conscious population? Governments buying electric vehicles? If we move to e-trucks, will they consider us? Have we maintained a loyal trust with them, or will they shift to some e-truck competitor who has been in the market for a more amount of time, or will they just stop using trucks at all, or will they consider rail, air travel, etc.? Financials. Are there different market segments or use cases for e-trucks? How does revenue potential compare with trucks? What are Talbot trucks' main cost drivers? What price could be expected in different segments? Okay, risks. How much experience does Talbot trucks have with e-trucks? Will it be able to produce a reliable product in a cost-efficient way? What will happen to the sales of the current truck models? Will legislation force a move towards e-trucks? If so, what are the risks associated with actively addressing the issue instead of waiting it out? Okay, so the risk includes that whether Talbot would be able to produce a that it can that consumers will really move to it or not. Also, how the government would react towards e-trucks, and also they have asked us to consider what risks are associated that we move towards them, uh, towards e-trucks instead of just using the conventional diesel trucks until the government forces us to use those e-trucks. Okay, coming to the second question. Team set out to investigate the major cost drivers for buying and operating one diesel truck, an analysis commonly referred to as a total cost of ownership. You have been given the following information comparing the TCO for a diesel truck against that for e-truck. Okay, so the driver cost is the same for a diesel and an e-truck, which is 3,000 euros per month. The lifetime is also same for them. The lifetime is for the depreciation of the value of the truck, which is 4 years. Fuel. Now, 30 liters per 100 kilometer, whereas 100 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer. Euro 1 per liter, Euro 0.15 per kilowatt hour. 1 lakh kilometers per year, 1 lakh kilometers per year. Okay. So for fuel, we need to make a small calculation. For the diesel truck, it is 30 liters per 100 kilometer. For a liter, we are charged €1, so that makes it 30 euros per 100 kilometer. Now we are traveling 100,000 kilometers per year. So I'll just multiply it by 1,000, which is 30,000 euros for a diesel truck. Now 100 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer for a e-truck. Kilowatt hour is 0.15 euros. So 100 into 0.15 per 100 kilometer. That makes it 15 pounds per 100 kilometer. 15 euros per 100 kilometer. Now again 1 lakh kilometers, so I'll just multiply it by 1,000, which is 15,000 euros. So diesel trucks cost double for 100,000 kilometers. Now the maintenance cost for diesel truck is again higher, which is 5,000 compared to the e-truck, which is only 3,000, and other miscellaneous charges are also double for a diesel truck compared to an e-truck. Okay. Yeah. Now this is our so the question is, what can you infer about the differences in TCO for diesel trucks versus e-trucks? Okay. So we'll just have to add total of all the parameters that affect the cost. So for diesel, it is 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 30,000 for the fuel. Depreciation is same, but I don't think we'll include it in the total cost of ownership. Uh, yes, I don't think we'll include it in the total cost of ownership, and 3,000 for the driver. So that adds up to a total of 48,000 euros per year. And now for e-trucks, it is 5,000 for miscellaneous, 3,000 for maintenance, 15,000 for the electricity bill, and again 3,000 for the driver. Upon adding, it is 26,000 euros. So yeah, this is the total cost of ownership for diesel trucks and e-trucks. If we switch to a e-truck, then the decrease in the TCO is 22,000 divided by 48,000. That will come up to a approximate percentage of 25 into 11 divided by 6, 45.8%. So yes, if we choose to move to an e-truck, then we have a 45.8% reduction in the total cost of ownership per year. Now let's see the answer. They haven't given a answer for this question I've seen. But yeah, the calculation is just simple mathematics. So yeah, I don't think we need to think that much about it. Okay, now coming to the third and the last question. After running focus groups with Talbot trucks customers, the team concluded that the total cost of an e-truck needs to be the same as a diesel truck to be considered attractive to customers. Currently, a Talbot diesel truck costs 100,000 euros. Assuming that the figures above do not change, what is the maximum price Talbot trucks can charge for its e-truck so that the total cost of ownership is equal to that of a diesel truck? Okay, so they have decided that for to make it lucrative for the customers to change to a e-truck alternative, they need to keep the total cost of ownership same. So currently for the diesel truck, it is 100,000 for purchasing the truck and 48,000 in the maintenance and other things that we calculated above, which adds it to 148,000 euros. Now we would like to sell our e-truck at the same price. So 148,000 equals to 26,000, which was a TCO per year, and the base cost, which will be X. So difference, so that will be 1,22,000 pounds investment for a diesel truck. Uh, so uh, annual TCO Okay, it was per month. Okay, so the driver cost was per month. So my calculation is wrong. I didn't see the month. It is totally my error. I'll just do it again with the solution so that. Uh, okay, so the driver cost is same, 3,000 euros per month, which makes it a total of 36,000 euros per year. Okay, so they have considered depreciation also. Depreciation cost also they have considered, which is 25% for the first year. So that 25,000 euros for that. Fuel was correct, 30,000 euros. Maintenance was also correct, 5,000 euros. And others was 10,000 euros. Adding it is 106,000 euros. Okay. So now coming to the e-truck, the driver cost is 36,000 euros per year. Fuel was 15,000 euros. Maintenance was 3,000 and others was 5,000. But we also have to add the depreciation amount, which was X, which is the initial purchase cost, divided by 4. So this adds up to 59,000 euros. So the equation will like 59,000 euros plus X by 4, which was the depreciation that we will face in the first year, plus X, which is the initial purchase cost of the e-truck, equated to 106,000 for the diesel truck, the annual year cost, plus $100,000 euros, which will be the primary cost for the truck. So now I think I'll get the answer correct. 5x by 4 equals to 206,000. Subtracting it, 5x by 4 will be equated to 147,000. Now dividing it by multiplying it by 4, 147 into 4, 7 4s are 28, 2. Yeah. So 5x is 588,000. Dividing it by 5, it will be, I'll just multiply it by 2 so that I could 16, 1, 17, 1, 11. So 11,76,000 is the 10x cost. So a single cost will be 1,17,600 pounds. I'll just check. Uh, so they have okay, so they haven't included the initial setup cost. Uh, how did they come to 188,000? Okay, so they didn't add the X. Basically, they didn't add the initial investment for the truck itself. For the diesel truck, it was 100,000, and for e-truck, it was X. It didn't add it. Plus X by 4, which was a depreciation equated to the TOC 106,000, 106,000. for the diesel truck. So according to this, X-Fill would come out to 188,000. Okay. So I think you don't include the initial purchase cost of the of a of something in the TCO. Okay. So yeah, that was it. So this case study was more about when they have already decided that they want to switch from a particular scheme to another thing, but how what uh, effects should we consider, and what finance should we consider. So this was a very important point, that in the TOC itself, total ownership cost, we don't include the purchase cost of the trucks. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That was from my side. So yeah, if uh, no one has any doubts, then I'll just end the meet. Yeah. So okay, I'll just end the meet, and I'll see you guys the next time we present case studies. Okay, bye.